Alright guys, so I can't sleep right now. I got too much on my mind and I'm just gonna ramble and talk about whatever's going on in my brain. As the ideas come up, I'm gonna let it flow. I'm gonna enter flow state and let y'all watch me and come with me through my thinking process, which people say I'm freaking retarded, schizophrenic, or crazy. But first I want to talk about Yuri Bezmenov and demoralization, desensitization, and dehumanization processes, ideological subversion process created by the Russian KGB mafia or the Soviet Union, right, for communism, a way to enslave humanity or enslave a country from the outside by deteriorating the society from the inside out. So an external source, external out of the country, invading people's minds like a mind virus and causing mass hypnosis in order to destroy the country from the inside out. And it's impossible to stop due to algorithmic process, due to algorithms, due to social media, due to AI bots, comments. Everything on the internet could be fake. Like, think about this. Like, most people know this. Like, when you see a comment, every time you like a comment, the AI takes a note of that. The government gets all that information. Your phone company, your iPhone, they're selling all this information to anybody who will buy it. So it could be a freaking hacker, could be a scammer, could be the NSA, could be the government, could be pretty much anything on this planet, that any entity or being or human or life form that wants the information or the way you think off your phone. They can get it just by your thought patterns. And your camera on your phone tracks your eyes everywhere you go. So everything you look at, the AI is recording what you look at, and it's analyzing your fucking habits and the way you're encountering the phone, right? So everything you do on the freaking phone is recorded, mapped out, sequenced, and plugged into another AI algorithm that feeds you more validation of your preconceived notion. So cults could do this, right? Like, a cult can get on your phone and feed you information that validates what you already perceive based off other things that you've seen, or based off the hive mind, cybernetic collective mass hypnosis going on around you. Whatever the people around you are talking about, the AI is gonna listen to that and start validating it so that you fit in where you're at. Because the AI's goal is to protect humanity, right? And if it's to protect human and you're a human using the phone, then its main goal is to make sure that you don't get outcasted from society. Now, I don't know if I just made all that up. It's just coming to my head. I'm just trying to think. I don't know if this is true or real. But the problem with not being outcasted from society, and I've been outcasted by the liberals, by Antifa, by the right, by everybody, because of conspiracy theories, right? And all type of shit. It's more based off of ideologies conflicting with my morality, right? So, because the truth is not black and white in this world. The objective truth is actually gray. Because an objective truth is felt. You know what an objective truth is because you feel it. You feel an emotional response or a spiritual response in your soul when you encounter it. Now, you might hear somebody say something around you. You might get goosebumps. That's objective truth resonating with your spirit. So, hold on. They're riding by. I can't think. Anyway, so it's just some female, so I don't care. But listen, or a dude. But either way, I don't care. They're not going to do nothing to me, because if they did, then everything that I said will come true and I'll be martyred forever, and everybody around me will wake up and realize I was telling the truth the whole time. So that's out of the question. But plus, this is already public information, so they really ain't gonna kill me, because most people should already know this. It's common sense, but most people lack common sense nowadays, because the sense that they get is created and curated by algorithms for the artificial intelligence and the platforms and social media that they're consuming. Everything's fake. That's what I'm trying to say. No ideas, no thoughts are our own. It's all freaking created by the AI. AI already owns us. We're already owned by the AI. AI runs everything. We already live in a techno-feudalistic, technocratic, oligarchical society. Mass surveillance, it's already done. They just haven't instituted and implemented the social credit score and the mark of the beast, but that's coming very soon. If people keep laying down and getting on their knees begging for, please take down the flock camera. Bro, what do you mean, please take down the flock camera? What do you mean, protest? I'm not going to call for an uprising or no violent revolution because they're going to label me a terrorist. I'm already on a watch list, blah, 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 blah. But listen, you know where my next thoughts were going to go. Think about the last 4 sentences that I just said and think about what I was going to tell you we need to do, okay? Now listen. Okay, put it this way. The election was rigged against Donald Trump, right? This is my idea of Donald Trump. Perhaps Donald Trump did have good intention to drain the swamp. But what y'all don't realize is Donald Trump is not in control. The people that are in control are unknown to us. We will never know their names. We will never know anything. We could know the organizations that they belong to, perhaps, and we could understand. We could kind of break down the psychological aspects of the shadow government, but I'm not going to do that right now because that's too far, and I'm not going to cross the line. There's things that I can say and things that I can't say, right? BlackRock. But anyway, but listen, what they're trying to do is poison our generation so deeply. They want to poison 5 generations ahead. So my generation was the first generation to grow up with smartphones. I was in school watching this happen. My parents never let me have a phone. I'm not going to go into why. It had to do with some crazy stuff, but I'm not going to go into why I wasn't allowed to have a damn phone because I didn't know at the time, but I do know now. But listen, I watched everyone around me. This game called Clash of Clans came out, right? Before the phones, everybody was listening, attentive to the teacher. They were studying, they were doing their homework, they were actually learning. Of course, I don't believe in public education because I believe that it's indoctrination, and I don't even think that some of the history is even real. A lot of it's fake because history is always curated by the winners of wars. So basically, whoever created the history can manipulate the history into whatever it is. So why would we take their freaking word for it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if we go 100 years back, it doesn't even make sense that we could really believe it, bro. Dinosaurs? You believe in a dinosaur, man? Bro, come on, bro. Listen, bro. How could a dinosaur be real when every museum has fake artificial bones? They even tell you in the museum, they're like, yeah, some of the bones are real, but most of them, they're actually they're not real, you know what I'm saying? They're replicas of the actual bone. Bro, they just make it up, bro. Because if you're a Christian, dinosaurs can't be real because that's part of evolution. That's not real. The only dinosaur I believe in is a freaking turtle and a freaking alligator, crocodile, caiman, whatever you want to say. Komodo dragon, maybe. Those are the closest things to a dinosaur. But a T-Rex, bro, come on, bro. You think God made a big T-Rex with little tiny little arms and long legs and a big tail and a carnivorous spirit? Bro, what? Why would God create dinosaurs first just to eradicate them why would God eradicate the dinosaurs if they're sinless? That doesn't even make any sense because the only reason God eradicated humanity is because of sin, right? Spiritual death, spiritual or moral decay. Basically, that's the main thing of the Bible. I know I'm all over the place right now, but let me get back to the artificial intelligence, right? So, the police force, right? The police in the UK, they're already contracting robotics companies and obtaining robot dogs. And yes, they have yet to put firearms on the robot dogs, but soon they will. Now, you think that's bad. That robot dog can run super fast, at least 30 miles an hour. You can't run 30 miles an hour. You ain't outrunning that. And I would be more afraid of a robot dog than a regular dog, because a regular dog you can just pop, right? Like, but I would never shoot a canine dog because I support the police. I just don't support corrupt police, okay? And I have been, profiled before, and I'm white, so I don't believe in like white privilege and all that stuff. That's cap, bro. Because I got pulled over in my own neighborhood for praying in the middle of the neighborhood. But I don't know if it was the cops' fault or the freaking some white lady who was trying to get me in trouble, who was some atheist or something like, he's on drugs. Like, bro, come on, bro, really? But it is what it is. Every time I wake up and try to come back to Christ, everyone around me tells me I'm crazy. They say I'm on drugs. I'm like, bro, get away from me, bro. Like, bro. God. Oh. Sorry, I dropped the phone because it's hard to multitask when you're thinking like this. But if God is fake, then what's the purpose of life? This is for the atheists out there. If God is fake, then there's no meaning in life. There's no purpose in life. There's no reason. It only leads to nihilistic, fatalistic suicide, basically. I mean, think about it. If you haven't read Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, you have to read this book if you're a man. If you're not a man, don't read it. If you're a boy, don't read it. But it basically tells you what happened in the Nazi concentration camps. He was stuck in the Nazi concentration camps, basically, and his belief in God and the belief of his wife helped him survive hell. Most people died because they didn't have no why. If you have a why in life, if you're working for a reason, if you're working for a purpose, for a meaning, then you're able to survive almost anything. Your human willpower is almost always bigger than the situation that you're in. Which this is crazy, because it's basically the key to life, the key to happiness. Because, of course, as a man, we're not going to mostly ever be happy. We're not females, right? We can't really be happy like that. I'm happy right now because I'm free. But once you start reading Schopenhauer, it kind of validates your position on dating pools and stuff like that. It's more of a philosophical idea of why it's not worth wasting your life in a marriage. Now, I don't know about y'all, but every man has had that one girl that he would always take back, he would always marry. If you don't, then you've never really had like let's just say your first love, right? Your first love, every man's first love is usually his best. It's not as good as a woman's first love. A woman's first love, she never forgets ever. And it's almost usually impossible for her to top it, unless it was just horrible experience. He was abusive, blah, 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 blah. Psychological trauma. But most women are abused by every man that they pick because they like that. Women are addicted to aggressiveness biologically. This is a biological fact. Now, feminism has told us the lie that men should not be aggressive. But feminism is a CIA psyop, bro. Because why the heck would they not want men to be aggressive? Andrew Tate already said all this. Andrew Tate said this, and it's true. I've come to the same conclusion, that they want all of us to be docile. They want all of us men to be married with kids. And of course, I believe in having kids. I support having kids. I support protecting the kids. I want to have kids. You know what I'm saying? But at this point in time, we can't be just giving in marriage, eating and drinking and having kids at this point. Because, bro, they're about to bro, I can't even go any further with that thought, bro, because I don't want to get killed. But right now, we need to focus on setting up a future for the children, not having multiple children while the future is destroyed already in front of our face. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to tell people. We need to focus more on creating and building a better society for the future. And I'm not talking about a socialist, communist utopia. Socialist, communist, fascist utopia. They're all four the same. All four are the same, one and the same types of society. They're all a dictatorship, all totalitarianism, and they've all been written about, predicted, and explained thoroughly in books such as 1984, Brave New World, all these things like that, right? So basically, in Brave New World, they put everybody on drugs to make them happy and release their dopamine. I think it's called Soma. The drug they give everybody is called Soma. And they start creating babies in freaking labs, bro, and genetically engineering babies. They ban sex. Sexual freedom is completely banned. I don't know why, because they want to control the gene pools, like eugenics type shit. You know what I'm saying? And think about this. It could be depopulation. They're putting all the children on meth, bro. You do understand that? They're saying your children if your child has ADHD and they freaking don't pay attention in school, you need to find something that they love to do. Because a child with ADHD is actually gifted in a specialized talent. But God has given everybody a talent. But they're taking away the talent from the children because they want to create consumer drones, bro, to keep the economy going. So they have to poison the children young. They have to poison the children in school. They have to poison the children with the medicine. They have to poison the children with the entertainment, the media, the music. They're doing it, bro. And we're letting it happen. So we're complicit. The blood is on our fucking hands. You know what I'm saying? So listen. We're going to be judged for this. We're going to be judged for keeping silent. Every single one of us who doesn't speak up about this and just lets it happen and decides to fold, we're going to be judged for it. That's got to be the ultimate sin. God said, if you let one of these young ones be harmed, it's better to tie a rope around your neck, drop a cinder block in the ocean. I don't know the exact verse. But bro, when you corrupt innocent blood, think about it. You're corrupting Jesus' blood. Jesus was the innocent blood. Jesus shed his innocent blood on the cross, and they're corrupting innocent blood. It's a complete mockery to Christ. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, bro, I'm done. I gotta shut up.